Home in the World. Both Radhika and I read it, and I tell you, we just loved it. It's one of the finest books I have read. We both have read, actually. We laughed a lot. There are huge, terrifically funny bits in it. We learned a lot. And we also cried a bit here and there. You know, it's quite emotional at parts. And one issue to start with is the book stops in 1963 when you're 30 years old. And so there are two questions. One is, we hope there's going to be part 2, because we want to read Amartya Sen post 30 years old. And did you really focus on this area of Burma, Dhaka, Calcutta, Shanti Niketan, Cambridge, MIT, Stanford, Delhi School of Economics? Because, did you focus on this period first? Because in many ways, they appear to be the foundation of a lot of your ideas and thoughts in life. Is that the reason why you kind of did this first part of your life, first 3 decades?
One reason that most of my values and priorities have by then had emerged and come clearly. And it became clear to me, particularly when I was with the Delhi School of Economics, in comparing how I see the world and how my students see the world. There was an interesting and important comparison there. And then that was, for me, rather consolidating as far as what I felt I was increasingly standing for, including coming from the left of the political spectrum, but also very concerned that the issue of individual liberty may be neglected in a way that we shouldn't allow it to happen. So I think all these concerns were there, and I think by the time I'm in Delhi School of Economics and my students are interacting with me, that became quite clear.
So in many ways, yes, this was the foundation of your being home in the world, at home in the world.
Yeah,
it was those 30 years, I guess, really. But you know, one of the things that struck us in the book is friendship, and that you had so many wonderful friends all over the world. And you would spend lots of time arguing, chatting, drinking, dancing. Basically, friendship was very important. Amazing. And you write about friendship, and this is from your book. I sometimes think that so much has been written in literature about love and so little about friendship, that there's a real need to redress the balance without trying to redefine friendship under some kind of broadened umbrella of love, when they are not really the same thing at all. I was immensely happy, and friendship meant a lot to you. Is that right?
Yeah, indeed so. Very much so. Yeah. Friendship, closeness, learning from others, as well as relying on others. I think one thing friendship does is to give a notion that when you encounter a person, your inclination is to treat that person as being on your side in some ways. And, you know, sometimes I'm lucky. I think I discussed one of the chapters, I think the chapter on Europe, that I missed my train going to Warsaw, and I didn't have any money at all. And there I am in the East Berlin station and not knowing exactly what to do. And there emerged a friend. He happened to be a student studying electrical engineering in Berlin. And he becomes a supporter, a friend, and company.
Right.
So that's
Wonderful. I remember that whole, and then he waited for you when you came back at the station.
Yeah. Well, he insisted that I may get into problem again, since I had been taking the next way.